Hello, back again on the Top Recap channel. This time I will tell a movies entitled Yaksha, Ruthless Operations. Let's get straight into the storyline. The story begins by showing a man wearing glasses approaching a car. He hurriedly gave a hard drive to a man in the car. After a while, a car came and quickly hit the man's car until it flipped over. Knowing there was a threat, the man with glasses immediately ran away. Meanwhile, the man who crashed earlier is our main character in this movie. He is named Kang In and has the nickname of a Yaksha. He immediately grabbed the hard drive from the overturned car and threw a bomb. Immediately, the car exploded. Meanwhile, the man with glasses who had escaped earlier was successfully pursued. It turned out that the man with glasses was a secret agent who betrayed him because he had sold important organizational data to the country's enemies. Due to the actions taken by the man with glasses, Yaksha's men were killed. He was also curious about who was behind all this. But the man with glasses still did not want to confess, and finally, Yaksha was forced to kill him. After a while, the police came because they heard the commotion, but Yaksha quickly fled. Then, the scene moves to a company called Sang-in Group in Seoul, South Korea. At that place, a sting operation was being carried out on a company official named Lee. He was suspected of bribery and large-scale corruption. Lee, who did not accept it, then challenged Prosecutor Han to prove evidence that he had committed bribery. However, after a while, staff from the anti-corruption team suddenly came and informed that the operation led by Prosecutor Han was considered illegal. The anti-corruption team realized this was just a trick from Lee to undermine public confidence in the anti-corruption team. Because this incident had already been covered by the media, Prosecutor Han was forced to release Lee in front of the media and apologize for his mistake. It is known that Prosecutor Han lives with his mother and sister. His family only owns a simple food stall, which makes Prosecutor Han work hard for his family. His family was worried after seeing the news on television saying that Prosecutor Han was in conflict with the Sang-in Group company. However, Prosecutor Han tried calming his mother and said he was only demoted. He was transferred to the South Korean intelligence agency's NIS office to calm the current situation. We will see Han, who has started his new job at the NIS office. Here, he assists Mr. Park as a legal staff member. But there is no task to be done in that place. So, he only spends time drinking coffee, sleeping, exercising, and putting together puzzles. However, because Han is highly dedicated to work, he feels bored with his routine over time. One day, the director of NIS, Yom Jong-won, came to give Mr. Park a mission. However, Mr. Park, who felt he was already in his comfort zone, refused because he wanted to be closer to his family. This is where Han took the opportunity to volunteer to replace Mr. Park. Han then submitted a condition that if the mission was successful, he wanted to return to his position as a prosecutor. Yom Jong-won finally agreed. Han's mission now is to oversee the movements of NIS agents in Shenyang, China. Han was asked to monitor special forces, nicknamed the Black Team, so there would be no betrayal of the country. Long story short, Han has arrived in China. Han was then picked up by a secret agent named Hong. Because it was the first time they met, Hong also made small talk by saying that Shenyang was a dense city with industries operating around the clock. Han then asked if there were many spy agents in Shenyang because the city borders North Korea. Unfortunately, Hong didn't want to answer. Arriving at the office, he was introduced to Jong Dae and Hui Wan, who would later become partners in carrying out all his missions. They immediately got the assignment that day. Han, who was not invited, still insisted on participating in the task. Han then met the leader of the Black Team, Kang In, aka the Yaksha. Kang In was surprised because, suddenly, outsiders were participating in their mission at that time. But because it was already done, Kang In told his troops to put Han in a bulletproof vest. Not long after, a man named Wang arrived. He then escorted Kang In and his troops into a building. But it turned out to be a trap from North Korea. Kang In's troops were surrounded by North Korean troops who were waiting for him. They asked for number 39 to be handed over to them. Kang In then swiftly fought the North Korean troops. And predictably, the Black Team won against the North Korean troops. Yaksha also managed to catch Wang, who had betrayed him. Yaksha forced Wang to tell who was behind all this. But even in a state of fear, Wang still did not want to confess. He only said that he was deliberately used as a tool to trap the Black Team to meet with the North Korean troops. At this tense moment, Han actually tried to stop the brutal actions carried out by Yaksha. As a result, he was made unconscious and deliberately put to bed with prostitutes. In addition, he was also deliberately given drugs scattered on the hotel table. Soon, there was a commotion outside the room. It turned out to be the police coming to arrest Han. Han immediately escaped by going out the window and jumping from the top of the building. It turned out to be a test from the black team to test Han's skills. After passing the survival test, he finally met Yaksha. Yaksha already knew that Han was sent from headquarters to spy on them. But Yaksha also explained that the showdown with the North Korean intruders this afternoon was related to the search for a man named Moon Byung-uk. It is known that Moon Byung-uk is the escaped finance minister of North Korea. Yaksha and his team had helped protect him. That's why they are now dragged into interstate problems. Moon Byung-uk also disappeared to an unknown location. Then suddenly, one of the black team members came because she got new information if Wang, who framed them on orders from Japanese secret agents. And now, they are kidnapping a girl who is related to Moon Byung-uk. This girl was kidnapped and hidden in an electronic Daiichi building. We then switch to Yaksha. Currently, he is visiting a girlfriend named Ryan. Ryan was asked to track Moon Byung-uk's whereabouts in exchange for a hard drive containing confidential state documents. Meanwhile, elsewhere, the black team is disguised as a serviceman to get into the Daiichi Electronics building. This building is the headquarters of the Japanese secret agency. In addition to the black team, there were intruders from North Korea who also broke into the building to reclaim the prisoner. But bad luck must be received by the Korean intruders. They were all slaughtered by Yoshinobu Ozawa's men. Yoshinobu Ozawa is the leader of a secret agent from Japan. Long story short, Yoshinobu Ozawa was attending a party with his colleagues. After a while came Yaksha and Han. It is known that Yaksha and Ozawa are mortal enemies in the world of the spy. Yaksha, who had previously been framed by Ozawa's messenger, was very angry and wanted to challenge Ozawa. When their emotions were both peaking, suddenly Ozawa was told that their base had been ambushed and the girl they had kidnapped had been rescued. Of course, it was the work of the black team members who disguised themselves as servicemen. They then returned to the base and immediately interrogated the girl. But the girl remained silent, unwilling to say anything to them. An annoyed Yaksha then used force to force the girl's mouth open. But Han, who saw it, could not bear it and tried to break it up. But Han immediately got a hard punch in the stomach. Yaksha, who got no information, went to see Ryan to relax. After relaxing, they talked. Yaksha then showed Ryan a photo of the girl. Here, it is revealed that the girl is named Ju Yong, the daughter of Moon Byung-uk, the North Korean finance minister they have been looking for. The scene moves to the black team extracting information from Ju Yong, but because she doesn't want to talk, the black team tortures her even more. While Han, who saw the woman being tortured, could not bear it and tried to save her. Han also beat the black team one by one. After escaping, they left by car. But on the way, when Han tried to calm Ju Yong, suddenly, this girl wanted to put a gun to Han's head and told him to stop. For his own safety, Han got out of the car and let the girl run away. Han then asked for help by calling the NIS director, Yom Jong-won. But suddenly the phone was turned off by local gangsters who wanted to rob Han. But Yaksha immediately came to help Han. Instantly, the gangster gang did not want to rob Han. Yaksha, who was still angry, then beat Han. Yaksha was very upset because the girl had escaped because of Han's actions. Their fight became a spectacle for the gangsters that night. But after the fight, they finally reconciled. After that, Yaksha immediately took him by car to track Moon Byung-uk's whereabouts. With just a hand scan, they could track down where Ju Yong was. It turned out that Han and Ju Yong had been marked with a sophisticated GPS device, and within 5 minutes, they managed to arrive at Ju Yong's place. They immediately moved into the location. When they arrived there, they found Moon Byung-uk, who had been shot in the stomach and was dying, while Ju Yong was monitored on the GPS to have moved locations. Not long after, the police came to the place and were going to arrest the black team troops. It turned out that the arrival of the police was a trap from someone. Even their communications have been intercepted. Han immediately told the black team to escape. That's when Moon Byung-uk, who was already dying, asked Yaksha not to let his daughter be caught by Japanese secret agents, because all the clues from the puzzle of this case were held by her. And finally, Moon Byung-uk died. After escaping from the police, they were told that their headquarters was being searched. They were forced to blow up their headquarters to eliminate traces. It turns out that all these traps are scenarios from Ozawa that are so neat. Ozawa deliberately trapped Yaksha so that he would become a fugitive for the death of Moon Byung-uk. The next day, Han became one of the fugitives in China, forcing director Yom Jong-won to intervene to protect Han. Meanwhile, the Black Team is busy strategizing against the Japanese secret agents. They plan to attack Ozawa through the main door. Han, who heard the plan, laughed because it was impossible. How could they win against so many enemies openly when there were only 6 of them? But Yaksha had no choice. Instead of giving up and running away, they made a new strategy by infiltrating the Japanese embassy office. Meanwhile, the Japanese agents caught Ju Yong again. She was tortured with ear-piercing sounds, but Ju Yong still insisted on not opening her mouth. Meanwhile, the Black Team started the action and divided the tasks. Hong was asked to buy time for director Yom Jong-won not to interfere in the case, and one person distracted the guards by making a commotion in front of the gate. Another person released a drone containing hundreds of rats that would later disrupt the Japanese embassy employees. And sure enough, the arrival of the rats sent the whole office into an uproar. One of the staff there immediately looked for a rat exterminator. Quickly, one person from the Black Team infiltrated the rat exterminator. He was wearing a hat, mask, and atomizer. While Yaksha and one of his colleagues managed to infiltrate through the underground. Long story short, Ju Yong, already limp, was finally freed. They then split up and lured the Japanese agent troops into the underground. While Han and Ju Yong disguised themselves as one of the rat extermination staff and immediately escaped through the front door. In the car, Ju Yong finally revealed the fact that she had previously concealed. She told if his father used to be a double secret agent belonging to Japan and North Korea. Moon Byung-uk accidentally found out that Japan had evil intentions to pit North Korea and South Korea against each other to cause a war. Moon Byung-uk finally defected. Previously, Moon Byung-uk managed to get data on spy agents scattered in Asia from the details of his mission, and all of it was funded by corruption. Now, all the secret data is stored by Ju Yong on the country's database server, with super tight security that requires activation from her to open the database. Despite looking very young, Ju Yong turned out to be very skilled in IT, and she was the only one who could access all the data. After hearing the story, Han wondered if, all this time, their untraceable position wasn't due to Ozawa's prowess, but instead, there was a traitor among South Korean officials. Han suspects that director Yom Jong-won is a traitor working with Japan to get a lot of corruption funds. Meanwhile, he who was sent to China was actually only a sacrifice because director Yom Jong-won knew that Yaksha and the Black Team knew about the crimes committed by her. So, the arrival of director Yom Jong-won to pick up Han was an attempt to keep her cover from being uncovered. In addition, unexpectedly, Hong turned out to be one of the traitors on the Black Team. Hong is currently fighting with Yaksha in their hiding warehouse. Hong managed to injure Yaksha several times before Yaksha finally killed Hong. Meanwhile, Han's fate was further cornered after Ozawa activated all his agents in Shenyang to find Han and Ju Yong. Han, who was spotted, was immediately chased by Ozawa's agents. Finally, Han is cornered and forced to surrender to Ozawa. Yaksha then met Ryan to ask her to treat his wound. After that, they went to an old grave and dug it up. It turns out that they are taking a hidden stash of weapons. They use this weapon only in emergency situations. Now, their main target is Ozawa and director Yom Jong-won. Meanwhile, in the car, director Yom Jong-won receives a call from Ozawa, who has broken off their cooperation. After a while, a large truck driven by Yaksha arrived. The truck hit director Yom Jong-won's car until it flipped over. In a cornered state, she finally told the whereabouts of Ozawa, who was now heading for the Chinese factory. Unexpectedly, it turned out that Han, who was held hostage by Ozawa, was asked to kill Yaksha. If Han does not want to do it, then Han's mother and sister, who are in South Korea, will be killed by Ozawa's agents. Because of that, Han was forced to meet Yaksha somewhere. In the meeting, Han shot Yaksha and took Ju Yong away to Ozawa's place. But take it easy, Yaksha was pretending to be dead. Actually, he is still alive because he has been on guard all this time using a bulletproof vest, and he believes this will definitely happen. Meanwhile, Ozawa is very happy because he thinks Yaksha is dead. Ozawa also led Ju Yong and Han into the factory. At that place, Ozawa told Ju Yong to access the list of secret agents her father had stolen. It turns out that Ozawa is trying to delete all the lists of secret agents scattered worldwide. But before he could do it, Yaksha managed to break through the factory entrance and save them. But Yaksha chose to stay there because he wanted to avenge Ozawa. Meanwhile, Han and Ju Yong rushed to leave the place immediately. They were still in a precarious fight, and the factory burned. But Han couldn't just leave. On his way out of the factory, he met Ozawa's man, Kenji. There was a fight between Han and Kenji. Han was cornered because Kenji was better than him, but the black team arrived on time and managed to save him. Meanwhile, Yaksha was still trying to prevent Ozawa from deleting the data. Not long after, Han appeared to help Yaksha, but instead, he was hit by a shot. Finally, Ozawa managed to press the button to delete all the data. When Ozawa thought he had succeeded, he was suddenly surprised to realize that the data was being transferred throughout the country. It turns out that Ju Yong has said if the data is deleted, then the data is copied and distributed throughout the country. Yaksha finally fought back and managed to kill Ozawa. But Yaksha decided to stay in the burning factory while Han managed to save himself. After the data was spread, director Yom Jong-won was arrested for treason against the country. Boss Lee of the Sang-in Group company was also arrested for funding Ozawa's corruption. At the end of the story, Han regains his position as a prosecutor. While in his office, Han suddenly gets a call from a mysterious person who turns out to be Yaksha. Yaksha asked Han to help him complete the next mission because there was a criminal who disobeyed the rules, and the black team needed Han's help to catch the criminal. And the movie is over. Don't forget to click subscribe, like, and comment.